you doing, guys? Welcome back to the vlog and welcome back to the lockdown Volvo build series. We are on part 8 and I thought what better to do on a Sunday afternoon than sit down with a cup of coffee, some Jaffa cakes and build some more of the model. Now in this episode I thought we'd sit down, construct the main part of the interior of the cab and the exterior of the cab just loosely, so we got an idea of what room we got to play with, what we can do with batteries for the electrics, where we can run the wiring. Hopefully then I can get some parts ordered and we can start putting the cab and interior together properly. So yeah, let's jump on into it and see what we can do today. Right guys, I've come in this morning to try and make a bit more progress on the model. I got a little bit stumped because I made up the basic of the interior and the bed where I planned on putting the battery, and there's no way that the battery was going to fit under the bed. Without doing massive modification of raising the bed up, or you know. I even thought about sticking the battery up in the top part of the cab, sort of up above here where you wouldn't be able to see it, but that wouldn't work either. So I was a bit of a loss, so it put me off a little bit, and I didn't do any model making for a few days whilst I'd done some head scratching. And I was just going through the comments, and two of you actually did. I think it was Tim K and Jelen. I think I got your name right. Suggested putting the battery in the fuel tank, and I thought, now we could be onto something. So I removed the fuel tank and split it open because it was all glued together and stuff. It was all good to go, but I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a go, and lo and behold, the battery fits in the fuel tank absolutely perfect. Lots of people made suggestions about using smaller batteries and stuff like that. The LEDs that I've bought are rated for 12 volts, so I really needed something like the 9 volt square battery, and for ease of use as well. I want to make this really easy to use as well, so yeah, so I found a place I can mount the battery. Also, I don't know where they are. I did buy somewhere, oops, I'm wrecking the joint. I bought some wire. This is just like, I don't even know what it is. Where is it? Here we are. There we are, yeah. So it's just like 2 core 0.5mm cable. It's plenty for what we're going to use anyway. But yeah, it's thin enough to be able to manage it. It's about, I don't know, it's a tiny bit thicker than what's on the LEDs, so it'll be okay. It's manageable. And I bought some of these little snap connectors for the battery, and I did buy, here we go, some tiny little slide switches, which I don't know if you can see that. Come on, focus, focus, focus. There we go. Some tiny little slide switches. So yeah, they're just little 3-pin ones, so tick, 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 tick. And that will mount in the bottom of the fuel tank with enough room for the battery as well. So if I pop the battery in there, leave enough room for the snap connector, and then the switch would still fit. So fingers crossed, we've all got that sorted. All the electrics are sorted. Now when I had that sorted, I thought I'd give the have a look at the front lights. And I've been having a little play with the front lights, and I've got them in there. I've got them mounted. They look really good. They're not fixed in there because this still needs spraying, but you can see them in there. The mount. They actually look really good. I'm really impressed with how they look. So yeah, they're only mounted in there loosely because, like I say, this has got to be sprayed again. But I wanted to get them mounted in there. I wanted to see what sits behind them so that I had room, and there's nothing that sits behind them, so we're all good. Well, there's loads of room. Let's see if we can light them up. There we go. There's our lights. So they look really good. I'm really impressed with them. I had a choice between they're really quite bright as well. I had a choice between like a soft white and like a blue white, but with them off, it seems as though they look like the Exxon things. Yeah, and I'm going to paint the insides black as well, so they look like the nicer lights on the Volvo. Yeah, really happy with that. So I think electrics, we are sorted. Excuse me. Yeah, I think we're sorted with the electrics. Once I've got everything sprayed up and I've got the headlights mounted in, I'll then run wiring round, and I might put some heat shrink on them as well, to some tiny little heat shrink. I've got solder. I've got an ancient soldering iron. So I've got everything I need. All the bits for these electrics I'm going to put in my Amazon store, so make sure that if you're trying to replicate this or trying to put lights onto a model that you're making, and you want to do a similar thing, I'm sure that there might be easier ways, but yeah, if you want it to work and not have to experiment and buy things that you're not sure about like me, then at least this I know is going to work. So if you want to buy this, any of these things, they'll be in my Amazon shop, which are in the description below. Right, now I'm going to get on with painting and doing the interior now we've got all that sorted. There we go, guys. That brings us to the end of another Volvo build vlog. As you can see, we've made a massive amount of progress, and it's taken so long that I've received so many comments from you guys asking when the next build video is coming. I can assure you I'm not gonna not finish it. It's just taken, because of the level of the detail that's gone into the inside of this cab, this part has just taken a really long time. So we've made some really good progress. The sad thing about it is most of the interior stuff isn't going to be seen, because once it's got the cab on it, the doors and everything, you're only going to be able to see through the windows. But you know, it's in there. I know it's been done properly, so that's the main thing. I've made a few alterations, done a few bits and pieces around the back. You'll notice we've got some wires sticking out. That's because I've put a little LED in the cab for just to give it a little glow, shall we say. A bit of ambient lighting at night, so that's looking really good. Oh, we've got the top of the cab, and I've got little holes in the top of the cab, so I'm going to put some marker lights in there. Now, I've decided we're going to go for marker lights. So yeah, that's as far as we've got. The only problem I've got now is I'm trying to work out, after figuring out that we can store the battery in the fuel tank, I need to work out now how I can make this accessible. I thought about little magnets on the inside. Yeah, that could be a thing. There'd have to be small magnets though, with the once I've located the battery and the switch in there ain't a lot of room. I thought about putting a little strap around it, but then you can see the strap from the outside. I don't know. If you guys got any ideas, let me know. I need to know how to keep this tank together, but it needs to be accessible so I can change the battery when I need to. So yeah, there's that as well. Right, next video we are moving on to the exterior of the cab. None of this here that's on here is exterior. This is all interior, like the internal skeleton, if you like. But yeah, no, super happy with it. I know you lot don't like me doing this. You get nervous when I pick it up and carry it. But there we go. It's a bit dark. It's a bit dark, but you get the idea. It's looking sweet. It is looking sweet, if I say so. So much detail on the inside of there. Anyway, so there we go. There we have it. Like I say, next one we're going to be moving on to sanding down the exterior, polishing, spraying, lacquering, all that good stuff, and hopefully then this model will really start taking shape. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to tune in for the next build vlog, which I hope won't be too long away, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Cheers!